world shut down for the past 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In Uganda, we experienced 2 very long lockdowns that never left us the same. Each and every one was affected. To many, this was a reality check and a wake-up call. For Andrew, it was time to think outside the box and beyond just salary for his earnings. He made a deliberate effort to venture into local chicken farming as a quick fix. Today on Seeds of Gold, meet 34-year-old Andrew Mugomba, a poultry farmer in Kagalama, Ngogolo Luwelo district. Coming up on Seeds of Gold.
Let's join farming. I know it's a long journey, but even the long journeys, you start with one step. You just need to decide, and you start small. If you have passion in what you are doing, you are going to sacrifice.
While there seems to be many farmers in Uganda, the market still demands more and all breeds of poultry from local to exotic breeds. Andrew decided to take on local chicken for obvious reasons, and this is how it all started.
The second lockdown, after they opened up the second lockdown, that's when I picked the passion of starting local chicken. Grace Woj, she's a prominent goat and matoke farmer, posted on Facebook. She was advising young people on how they can utilize their time by engaging in farming. So I read the post and I got inspired to start local chicken farming. Then I ordered 3 local chicken, 3 hens, and also 2 cocks from Soroti. I have a friend in Bogolobi. The hens, it was 15,000 per head. Then the cock, 20. They started laying eggs. We used to wait for them to hatch the eggs. But based on the advice from Alan, he advised me that we can have synchronized hatching where you can pick eggs, then you take them to the hatchery so that they hatch for you. It helps you to get more numbers in a short period. As of now, we're having 217. So there wasn't any construction at first. Then when they started increasing, then we did an extension with they call it bibao. That's how we expanded slowly, and we are able to provide shelter as the numbers increased.
In a period of 1 year and 2 months, Andrew has over 200 local chicken, having started with only 4 chicken, 3 hens, and 1 cock at a cost of 65,000 startup capital. He thinks it's a business worth investing in for especially low-income earners.
There are few farmers who are doing it, according to me. Then also the market is there for local chicken. You can sell local chicken as a hen itself, a cock, and also you can sell eggs. Eggs are a bit expensive compared to the exotic chickens.
The local chicken business is easy to manage compared to exotic breeds. If a farmer is serious and pays attention to the basics, he can never regret. These are the basics one needs to know.
If you are starting something which is new, where you don't have experience, my advice would be start small, then you grow slowly. Because as you are growing, you get to know what are the modalities and what are the challenges you face when you are starting. Then also the other thing is you need to seek guidance from people who are in that activity or business you are doing, so that they guide you along the way. You get experience and advice from those people, you'll be able to understand the business more and better based on the experience you used to start. In terms of cost, still, you need to look for cost-effective material when you are starting. That's why we started with bibao, not with a full structure with blocks and everything. So you need to minimize cost at the start so that you can learn, mostly for the young people. You should invest a lot when you are starting. Start small, then grow big. What you need to know for the chicken, the ground should be floored. You shouldn't use cement, because cement it keeps the coldness, and that's the chicken don't want a lot of coldness. This is concrete. It is not cement, that slippery texture. So this is the floor how it should be. Then you get this much coffee husks. So it should be floor. Then you get coffee husks. You can get coffee husks and you pour them on the ground. Then the other thing you need to know is the aeration, because chicken need a lot of aeration. So you need to keep the space not so open, but open enough so that it can bring in air and let out air. Then the other thing is about, you need to protect your chicken from rodents, rats. How you do it is, from the ground, on the floor ground, you need to seal off. You need to do the sealing. You plaster from the ground so that rodents don't enter in the chicken house. Yes.
Before embarking on a tour of his farm, it's important to always disinfect so as not to bring disease that can wipe out the entire bird population on the farm.
And now this is our brooder for the young chicks. As you can see, these are the young ones. This here we have for 1 week and 2 weeks. Then here we have for 3 to 4 weeks. Then these ones are for 1 month. Now these are the eggs which are laying. We have their laying nests here. This is where they lay eggs from. These ones, they haven't yet started laying, so these are mixed with the young cocks and also young hens here. So when they start laying, we transfer them to this side. And also it's recommended to have enough eggs. You need to have a ratio of 1 to 5. 1 cock to 5 hens. That's how you can have eggs which are fertile, which are fertilized well, so that when you take them to the hatchery, you are able to.
Patience is a virtue that every farmer should have. Andrew is very hopeful and optimistic that this is a good business venture and he will make good money in due course.
I haven't recouped my investment for sure, but I'm hopeful that I'm going to recoup, because we are still growing. The business is still growing and we're expanding. But currently, for local chicken, a cock in the marketplace, it is between 35 to 40. Then a hen, it can be between 25 to 30. A tray of eggs for local chicken, it is between 20 to 25. So if, let me say, like currently we get like 4 trays in a week. However, we are not selling them. We are doing we do the hatching. So if I can say, if I can collect 4 trays in a week, that is 100,000. It can help. If I'm not hatching, it can help you to maintain the farm.
But to be able to make the money, one has to minimize on the cost of production, especially with feeding the chicken. This is how Andrew is managing on this front.
They like a lot of greens. Then there are these leaves of yams. You can also give them. Then there is also dodo. You can also give them. Then there is red pepper, those small kamulali. You can give to the chicken. They improve their immunity and also helping to keep the yolk yellow. If you have a small piece of land, it is better you grow your maize. When you grow maize, then you buy other inputs and you mix so that you feed your chicken. Hens, they need to have a lot of water. So for water, you need to always keep on supplying water for them. However, you need also to mix in vitamins when you are for the hens. There are different types of vitamins. Vitamins for the laying hens and also for the growers, which are cocks. Then in terms of feeding, chicks, the feeding ratio, it is 12 to 70 grams. That is per chick a day. Then for layers, it is 90 to 130 grams of layers mash. Then for the growers, it is 75 to 90 of growers mash. Then also you need to have bright colors. These colors, because whenever a chicken see a bright color, is attracted, so it will come and it will have the feed and also take water.
It's important to take good care of your chicken. They too need to rest at some point in a way to stretch. The structure should be inclusive of such. This will give the chicken a conducive environment to lay even more eggs.
So after feeding, they come and stand here just for resting. And it's good if it was a swinging pole.
Like any other business, the risks are a necessary evil. Andrew has encountered many and now is in a better position. He provides solutions.
Sometimes you have termites. Here we had termites which invaded the chicken house, and let me say 30% were killed, who died, mostly the young ones. So we sprayed all over, and also we tried to clear the bushes.
See, this one, it touches on this wall to seal. You don't need to leave any space, because once you let the space, once there is space, it will be a passage for the rats to enter
inside. They can eat eggs and also they can eat young.
We will go for a short commercial break, and when we return, Andrew shares his dream for the future and gives us a hint into his other agriculture projects. Welcome back from the break. To avoid inbreeding, the cocks have to be separated from the rest of the chicken, especially the ones that were produced by the laying hens. These are strictly for sale, non-reproducing.
In chicken, we need to avoid incest. A mother cannot fertilize its mother, so we separate the adult cocks to be separate from their I will say siblings, but so we separate to avoid that, because if you have that, it will give, they will be hatched, but they won't be strong. So to avoid it, you need to separate, and wherever you need to get cocks from outside which are not related to your stock to continue the yes. So these are the ones we are planning to introduce to our hens to increase on the numbers. Just gotten from outside this. And these ones, they are from our these cocks are from this stock. Especially this structure where we're making the hens here, the cocks. For goats, I wanted to venture into goat farming, but for goat farming, you need to have a bigger space where I take them for graze. And here we don't have that big space. That's why I moved to chicken farming. Yes. So this one we shall also use it for expansion. We shall because the floor is already big enough. The floor it is floor. So we shall cut it down and also expand it for the chicken farming.
Many youths struggle balancing a full-time job and setting up a side hustle. Andrew decided to always plan better when using his holidays. He visits the right people for advice.
If you have passion in what you are doing, you are going to sacrifice. Me, when I was starting farming, I remember they give us Easter holiday and also they give us leave days as workers. So me, always my Easter holiday, I would leave office and come to the farm to set up, mostly when we are setting up the coffee garden. So I would use the Easter holiday maximally to be here and set up. Then also part of my leave days, I will also ask for the leave, then I come to the farm. Same still for the Christmas break which they give us at office. I would also utilize my Christmas break and I come and I help on the farm and I work with the workers and we set up. Yeah.
Andrew advises the youth to think big, invest big and not be limited by resources. You can use the available land as you lease to do more farming. He acquired a salary loan to buy land and this is how far he has gone.
First, of course, as other youth, you may not have money to buy the land. So I got passion I visited one of my uncles and he was into coffee and matoke in Mitiana. So when I went there, he advised me. I picked the passion from there. So I said, you know what, I need to start farming. So I started thinking about it, but I didn't have money. Then I went to my in a nutshell, I got a loan from the bank. The loan I was servicing it with my salary loan. So I got a loan. Then someone assisted me, my boss, and I bought the land. This land where we are, it is 2.5 hectares. That's where we are. That's where we have coffee and also the chicken. Pineapples now here for pineapples, you don't need to have land to own land, as in have a title for the land. You just have I'm leasing from someone who is not utilizing the land. So we have an agreement with the person. You lease each hectare. I lease it currently where we are. It is 600,000, and we are having 6 hectares. So you lease for 5 years. So you pay for the hectare and you use it for all the 5 years, because pineapples, they have the period of growth, it is 5 years. By 5 years you've already harvested.
Water is one of the key components a farmer should have in place. Andrew, he's however still struggling on this, but has a plan for a permanent solution.
Now this is where we wanted to harvest water, digging water from the ground. You dig a pit up to the water level, then you get a pump, an electric pump, to pump water to supply the farm and also for irrigation. But this place is it's dry. Let me say it's dry because we dug up to 120 feet down and you couldn't find water. So we gave up on it and we decided to just cover it.
Andrew recounts his experience with other enterprises he is engaged in.
My goal is at least to have 500 local bird sends, where I can be able to collect like 10 trays a day. Then also I would want to start breeding local chicken to sell, 1-month-old local chicken, and I sell them to other farmers who are interested in starting local chicken business. because now that the numbers have increased of the chicken, we are putting up another structure, a permanent structure, where we can now transfer, where I can manage the numbers to have more space for the chicken, because here what we are currently having, it is small. Yes. And also then for coffee, this farm is small. I think when I reach, I would say that I would like to acquire a piece of land, 50 hectares. I set up coffee.
With all these plans in place, the sky will sure be the limit for Andrew. Below are a few more tips to any interested rearing local chicken. Vaccination against Newcastle disease, deworming, remove mites and lice manually, or better still using medicated powder. Provide water as much as possible. May supplement free range with other feeds, eggy, maize bran and concentrates. Avoid buying chicken in dry season because diseases, especially Newcastle, are more rampant in dry seasons. Avoid buying birds when there is a disease outbreak. Buy birds of almost the same age, i.e. 2 to 3 months, are more ideal. Avoid buying old birds. Plan for synchronized mating and therefore synchronized reproduction and production to ease management. Precaution during egg storage. Do not store eggs in a kitchen where it is hot. Heat may partially incubate the egg and kill the embryos in them. Do not store them on top of a cupboard because heat from the roof may incubate them. Keep eggs in a cool, secure place. That's all we had time for on Seeds of Gold tonight. See you next week.